अस्सलामुअलैकुम। तमाम खलीजी रियासतें, स्पेन, बरतानिया और उससे भी आगे जहाँ जहाँ जियो टेलीविजन नेटवर्क की खुसूसी नशरियात सहर आने के साथ आपका होस्ट आमिर लियाकत। अस्सलामुअलैकुम। So we've divided the video into 3 different stages. Number 1, the pre-application stage.
Number 2, the application stage.
Number 3, the post-application stage.
We have made this video into a 3-part series. Make sure you check out the other 2 parts. This is the application stage.
Stage 2, which is the application process. How do you actually apply to the UK? UCAS. Just memorize it.
This is where we lose people. UCAS is nothing more than a platform where you can make applications. UCAS is a system that was designed to ensure that you cannot apply to more than 5 universities at a time. It's an online platform. You go onto the website. I'll leave a link to UCAS down below so you can look it up. It gives you a choice of applying to 5 universities of your choice.
Yeah, and specifically, when it comes to Oxford and Cambridge, you can just apply to one university, and the application deadline for Oxbridge is different. Now, as Ms. Tata said, you have the option of just applying to 5 universities.
Not more.
So just be very thoughtful in how you decide on which universities do you plan to apply. My suggestion, my advice is that out of these 5 universities, have 3 top-ranked universities and have 2 middle-ranked as backup options. I'm not saying that these universities are bad, but it's just that these other 2 universities would have a different condition to the 3 top-ranked universities you would apply into. Like, let's say Oxford might give you a condition of 2 A stars and an A, and City might give you a condition of A and ABB. No, I'm not exactly sure about that. I can confirm that, but the point is that you need to have some backup options. Please note that.
This is just a strategy what you can adopt at this point of time, how you want to distribute your choices within the UCAS application. If you have 5 choices, if you're a very big risk taker, and if you want to if you think you will be able to get into a top university, it's no problem at all, then apply to all good universities. But if you think that this is a strategy that you'll have to adopt yourself, you have to mold it according to your own situation at that time. So discuss it with your family. He has given a very, very good strategy that will work for majority of you. Apply to 3 top universities, 2 of them have them as a backup. Now, in terms of timeline, for people who are applying to Oxford and Cambridge, the timeline is different than the rest of the group. For Oxford and Cambridge, the application deadlines is 15th of October. For the rest of the lot, if you're applying to any other university in the UK, the deadline is 15th of January. So make sure that your application is ready way ahead of time, because it's an ongoing process. So make sure that you're not waiting for the last day to process it. I have a friend who actually he was about to make a UCAS application, and he didn't have his dad's debit card that day, and he failed to make an application.
Oh, and he missed it.
And he missed it because he was waiting for the last
and
day.
he had to wait for a year.
For a year.
So make sure you're not in that position. The other thing is for you to ask yourself this question, is for you to sit down and contemplate, what do you want to achieve out of this? Why are you going to the UK? Do you just want a good degree? Do you want to get a job, work in the UK, settle in the UK, or do you just want to leave Pakistan? So it's very important for you to ask yourself this question and make sure that if you're spending so much money, and if you're literally leaving your parents for so many years, make sure it's worth it, guys.
Definitely.
Make sure it's worth it, and that is where I'll come back to what I've already talked about choosing your 5 universities. Listen, you being an international student are spending so much money, literally double the amount. So make sure, again, I'd reiterate this many times, make sure it's worth it, and have 3 universities, have 3 top ranked universities and 2 as backup options. Now, moving forward, we've talked about UCAS, we've told you what UCAS is. We've got 3 main things in it: personal statement, teacher's recommendation, expected grade.
So have a notepad of what university you want to apply to, what the ranking is, what the expenses are. Probably if you're applying to a university in London, the expenses are going to be a bit higher than applying to a university anywhere else. So make sure you have a notepad of where you make all these notes. Have a list of all the documents that you'll need to make the application through UCAS. For instance, you'll need a number of things. Like he said, personal statement, reference letter, blah, blah, blah. Have a list. What is personal statement? Personal statement is when you are given a chance to talk to the university and tell them anything about yourself. It's open. what you want to write in your personal statement, it's open. But make sure that when you're done writing your personal statement, you're answering 3 questions for sure. Number 1, why me? Number 2, why you? Number 3, why us? In why me, you write like, why should you choose me to come to your university? Why you means why am I picking you as university of choice? And number 3 is why us? Why you and I make a perfect combination. If I come to university, I'm going to add value to the society, I'm going to do an amazing job, I'm going to have a brilliant career. Why both of us together works? So these are the 3 questions that you need to focus on while writing your personal statement.
Study whatever you're passionate about. Study whatever you love. And this is exactly what these universities are looking for. In your personal statement, make sure the university understands that you're passionate about this and this is what you're just doing all the time.
This is where the difference is made. For instance, somebody has 5 A's, 5 B's. For the same position, I can guarantee you there are going to be more than one student who has 5 A's and 5 B's. How do they pick? How do they make the difference? How do you stand out? This is where you stand out. Where you make a superb personal statement, where you're able to sell yourself. Think of this as a sales page. You're trying to sell yourself to the university. You have this one opportunity where you are one-to-one with the university and you can tell them anything you want to tell them. Tell them that you're passionate. Tell them you're worth it. You tell them that they're worth your time. Align yourself with the university and I'm sure you'll do a good job.
Because at the end of the day, it's about positioning yourself.
Exactly.
You have to position yourself in a way that the university thinks you're a better candidate than all the others who applied.
Definitely.
And let me tell you something, you can do that. You just have to be focused, motivated and passionate.
Definitely.
Moving on to the second point, teacher's recommendation. What is a teacher's recommendation? It is again something similar to a personal statement. A personal statement is something that you write. A teacher's recommendation is something that the teacher writes. It is very important. Let me tell you something, because I get so many students asking me the question, oh, is teacher's recommendation important? Yes, it is. So make sure that you've got a good relation with your teacher.
Basically, reference letter is your validation of your character. What you've written in your personal statement, that's your point of view. But when a teacher validates you, saying that this student was superb and he had absolutely excellent behavior in class, his participation in class was amazing, that sells a lot as well. So a reference letter is basically validation of your character to the university. पटाओ अपने टीचर्स को, मिलते करो उनकी जाके, प्यार से बात करो, maintain करो relationship. Be nice to them, tell them this is for an important cause. Can you please write me a good reference letter? I'm sure they will. For us, they did. We were naughty kids, but they gave us very good reference letters.
Okay. Secondly, what I've seen is that schools mostly determine your expected grades on the basis of what you achieve in your A1 exams, or mostly some of the times it's mock exams. So please take these exams seriously,
Very
so that
important.
you achieve good grades, and then your school is happy to send a good expected grade for you. And let's say in your mock or in your expected grade, you've achieved a B. Go to your teacher, go to your head of department, whoever the person is, tell them that you're on your way into achieving an A. You're studying hard, you're passionate, you will achieve an A star, and request them to send an A star as an expected grade for you, because expected grades are important. And for students who are applying privately, I know you'll send 3 A stars as expected grades, so I don't have to worry about you. But those who are in school, make sure you take your exams, mock exam seriously, and your school sends good expected grades for you.
In the next video, we will discuss the visa process and how to look for a place to live in London. Make sure you like this video and stay tuned for the next one. Thank you.
The video into 3 different stages. Number 1, the pre-application stage.
Number 2, the application stage.
Number 3, the post-application stage.